Hello! Welcome to Talk Emma Learn English. Here, we learn English by talking, listening, and practicing together. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack.
And we are really happy to see you here again today. Whether you are listening while walking, cooking, traveling, or just relaxing with a cup of tea, thank you for spending a little time learning English with us.
Yes, and if this podcast is helping you feel more confident speaking English, we have a small favor to ask.
Please follow the podcast, share it with a friend who is learning English, and keep practicing with us. Learning English becomes much easier when you practice every day.
All right, Emma, I have a question for you before we start today's topic.
Oh no, when you say that, it usually means something interesting is coming.
Or something delicious.
Delicious?
Yes, let me ask you something very important. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Only one food forever?
Yes, just one.
That is a very difficult question. Food is one of the greatest joys in life.
Exactly, and that is actually perfect because today's episode is about something everyone loves.
Food!
More specifically,
how to talk about your favorite food in English.
This is a great conversation topic because food is something people talk about all the time.
Yes, when you meet new friends, talk with colleagues, travel, or even go on a date, food often becomes part of the conversation.
But many English learners feel stuck when this topic appears.
Exactly. They might know the words for different foods, but they don't know how to describe them.
So today, we will help you talk about food in a natural and confident way.
By the end of this episode, you will know how to talk about your favorite food, describe taste and flavor, explain why you love a food, ask others about their favorite food, and keep a conversation going.
And of course, we will do this with real conversations and examples.
Because the best way to learn English is through conversation.
Let's imagine a simple situation. You meet someone new, maybe at work, maybe at a party, maybe while traveling. And the person asks you, "What's your favorite food?" Simple question, but many learners panic.
Yes, suddenly the mind goes blank. You know the food, you love the food, but you don't know what to say.
So let's start with the simplest answer. You can say, "My favorite food is pizza."
Or, my favorite food is sushi.
Or, "I really love pasta."
These are simple and correct answers. But if you want to sound more natural, you can add a little more detail. For example, my favorite food is pizza because it's simple, delicious, and you can add many toppings.
Yes, explaining why you like the food makes the conversation more interesting. All right, let's ask the big question. What is your favorite food?
Honestly, I love many foods. But if I must choose one, I would say pasta.
Good choice. But you cannot just say pasta and stop. Tell us more.
Okay, I love pasta because it is comforting. It's warm, rich, and very satisfying. Also, there are so many different types of pasta. You can have pasta with tomato sauce, cream sauce, vegetables, seafood, or meat.
Now that is a good answer. You didn't just say the name of the food, you described it.
When you talk about food, taste words are very important. For example, sweet, salty, sour, bitter, spicy.
These 5 words describe many flavors. For example, chocolate is sweet. Lemon is sour. Chips are salty. Coffee can be bitter. And chili peppers are spicy.
Exactly. But we can also use more interesting words. For example, delicious, rich, creamy, fresh, juicy, and crispy.
Now we're getting hungry.
Yes, talking about food is dangerous. All right, your turn. What is your favorite food?
I would say my favorite food is burgers.
Ah, classic. But again, tell us more.
Okay, I love burgers because they are juicy, flavorful, and satisfying. A good burger has a soft bun, a juicy meat patty, fresh vegetables, and melted cheese.
And when everything comes together, it's amazing.
That is a very good description. You used words like juicy, fresh, flavorful. These make your English sound more natural.
Now, let's practice asking questions. If you want to start a conversation about food, you can ask, "What's your favorite food?" Or, "What kind of food do you like?"
Another good question is, what food do you enjoy the most?
And if you are traveling, you can ask, "What local food should I try?"
People love answering this question because everyone enjoys talking about food.
Here is another interesting topic. You can talk about food from childhood. For example, I loved my grandmother's soup when I was a child.
Or, when I was young, my favorite food was fried rice.
Food often connects to memories, and memories make conversations deeper.
Do you remember the first time you tried very spicy food?
Oh yes, and it was a disaster.
Tell us the story.
I once ordered a dish at a restaurant. The menu said medium spicy, but when I took the first bite, my mouth felt like it was on fire.
That happens sometimes.
My eyes were watering, my face was red, and I was drinking water every 5 seconds.
But did you finish the food?
Of course.
That is bravery. All right, we talked about how to introduce your favorite food, how to describe taste, and how to start simple food conversations in English.
Yes, and if you remember, we also talked about words like sweet, spicy, salty, creamy, juicy, and crispy. Those words help you describe food in a much more natural way.
Exactly. But talking about food is not only about taste. There are many other ways to describe food and keep the conversation interesting.
That's right. Today, we're going to continue our discussion and learn how to talk about texture, cooking, restaurants, and food experiences.
And of course, we'll keep the conversation relaxed and fun, just like two friends chatting about food.
Let's start with something many learners forget: food texture.
Yes, texture is how food feels in your mouth.
Exactly. For example, some foods are soft.
Like bread, cake, or pancakes.
Some foods are crunchy.
Like chips, crackers, or fried chicken.
And some foods are creamy.
Like ice cream, yogurt, or mashed potatoes.
Another good word is tender. For example, when meat is very soft and easy to chew, we say it is tender. And if something is cooked too long, it might become dry.
Yes, nobody likes dry chicken.
That is one of the biggest disappointments at a restaurant.
Let's imagine a perfect meal. If you go to a restaurant and order your favorite food, how would you describe it?
All right, let me think. Imagine a big bowl of pasta with fresh tomato sauce. The pasta is soft but not overcooked. The sauce is rich and flavorful. There's melted cheese on top, and the smell is amazing.
Now that is a description that makes people hungry.
Pasta descriptions should create a picture in the listener's mind.
Yes, when you speak English, describing things clearly helps people understand you better.
Now let's talk about something many people enjoy: cooking.
Some people love cooking. Others prefer eating.
Which one are you, Jack?
Honestly, I enjoy eating more than cooking.
I think many people agree with you, but cooking is also a great topic for conversation. For example, someone might ask, "Do you like cooking?"
And you can answer, "I enjoy cooking simple meals." Or, "I don't cook very often, but I like trying new recipes."
You can also talk about what you usually cook. For example, "I often cook pasta, rice, and vegetables."
Or, "My favorite thing to cook is homemade pizza."
Cooking also teaches many useful English verbs. For example, chop, slice, fry, bake, grill, boil.
Let's explain a few of these. To chop means to cut food into small pieces.
To fry means cooking food in hot oil.
To bake means cooking food in an oven,
And grill means cooking food over direct heat.
like barbecue.
Exactly.
Another very common conversation topic is restaurants. People often ask, "Do you like eating out?"
Eating out means going to restaurants instead of cooking at home.
Some people love restaurants because they can try different foods.
And some people enjoy the atmosphere.
Yes, a restaurant can be cozy, elegant, busy, or quiet.
What kind of restaurant do you like the most?
I like small local restaurants, places where the food is fresh and the staff are friendly.
That sounds nice. I also enjoy places that feel relaxed and comfortable.
Okay, tell me, do you like trying new foods?
Yes, I do. Trying new food is like traveling. You discover new flavors and cultures.
That's very true. Every country has special dishes.
For example, when people travel to another country, they often want to try traditional food.
Exactly. Food is a big part of culture.
Have you ever tried a food that surprised you?
Yes, actually. Once I tried a dish that looked very simple, but when I tasted it, it was extremely spicy.
That sounds familiar.
At first, I thought I could handle it, but after 2 bites, my face was red and I needed water.
Spicy food can be dangerous.
But it was also delicious. Sometimes the most surprising food becomes your favorite.
We can't talk about food without mentioning desserts.
Desserts are everyone's weakness.
For example, cake, ice cream, chocolate, cookies.
Okay, what is your favorite dessert?
Chocolate cake, especially when it is moist and rich.
That sounds amazing. I like ice cream, especially vanilla with caramel sauce.
Now we are definitely making everyone hungry.
You know, Emma, food is not just about taste. It's also about feelings and memories.
That's very true. Sometimes a certain food reminds you of family or childhood.
For example, many people remember meals their parents cooked.
Yes, those meals often become comfort food.
Comfort food is food that makes you feel happy and relaxed.
Exactly. For some people, it might be soup. For others, it might be rice, noodles, or homemade bread.
Now let's talk about something important. When you talk about food in English, don't stop after one sentence.
Ask more questions. Yes, for example, what's your favorite food? Then ask, why do you like it?
Then maybe ask, do you cook it yourself?
Or where did you first try it?
These questions keep the conversation flowing.
Let's do a quick example. What's your favorite food?
I love burgers
Why do you like them?
because they are juicy and full of flavor.
Do you cook them at home?
Sometimes, but I usually order them at restaurants.
See? That's a natural conversation.
Talking about food is one of the easiest and most enjoyable topics in English.
Yes, because everyone has a favorite food.
And everyone enjoys sharing their food experiences.
So the next time someone asks you about your favorite food, don't just say the name. Describe it. Explain why you love it. Share a story.
That's how conversations become interesting.
All right, everyone, our food conversation comes to an end for today.
We hope this episode helped you feel more confident talking about food in English.
And remember, speaking English is like cooking. The more you practice, the better it becomes.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for listening to the English Podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast, share it with your friends, and keep practicing your English every day.
We love reading your comments and hearing about your learning journey.
So tell us in the comments, what is your favorite food?
All right, everyone.
See you in the next episode.
Take care and keep speaking English with confidence. Bye, everyone.